Hello, good day. Hello to you. I know it's been a while since I've been on here, but I'll explain. So, as you may know, I've been writing this new book, this history book. I got a book deal, which was my lifelong ambition to get. I got a traditional book deal with the History Press to write the history book about the lost history of women on the canals. So I've been doing a lot of research and I've just been in the day painting non-stop and at night time writing and researching. And it's been a very, very challenging process. On top of that, I'm really excited to announce that I've been also writing Maddox Black book 4. And as you know, I talk about my writing a lot in the past, and I wanted to talk more about like the processes and Maddox Black and why I'm really excited about this next stage for her next adventure. So, in the first book, in the contract of Maddox Black, we were first introduced to her as a character and her returning home back to Greyport. Now, she had been away with with the shipmasters for 7 years, learning how to be a sailor, to work her way up to captain, to then achieve her goal of sailing across the world with her dad's diaries, the nautical maps that he drew and all the places that he discovered and all the cultures that he'd written about, and these three little books that um, she'd left behind. Now, these three books were very, very important to Greyport, and everyone wanted to get a piece of that pie. And they thought because was dead, that they were going to be able to grab them themselves. So, Maddox Black, the first book is about her getting these journals and the price that she has to pay to get them. She meets Wolfric, a male main character who he travels and he does these sort of he's like a mercenary exorcist. So the Brotherhood, they always keep the balance between good and bad, and hunters, they're these sort of legendary folk that travel the world and they charge to keep the balance in place, which is why they're not liked by society. It's a very kind of superstitious society. So what happens if Malix Blacks makes a deal with a hunter to get her father's diaries? And she makes this deal and she ends up going on these amazing adventures and she discovers that there's a whole other world to what she thought was true, and she uses her father's diaries to understand more, whilst at the same time being pursued by dark forces for these books. And she discovers more that it's not just the books that people fear, it's part of her as well. There's something about her that people are unsure of, and she has to harness that darkness inside herself to survive. Um, and the second book, The Hunt of Maddox Black, delves more into the new land that she explores, and she gets into a lot of trouble. She's now working for the hunter, being his apprentice, and he's training her up to be able to get rid of demons. And she's still being pursued and hunted, and she's tapped into the big bad inside her. And the third book that was recently out, The Rise and Shadow of Maddox Black. Um, I tell you what, you can look for yourself because I don't want to give too much away with this, but let's just say Malik starts to get a bit because she becomes more of a grey character. I really like writing about complicated individuals. Like the the heroes in my stories aren't really heroes; they're more like anti-villains. I like the idea of characters doing bad things for good reasons. And there's that saying, the hero would sacrifice you to save the world, whereas the villain would sacrifice the world to save you. And those sort of characters have always very much resonated with me. And Maddox, I think I started writing Maddox back in, the idea first bloomed in 2015. That's when I started writing. And the idea just exploded from my mind. I was in Australia at the time. I was living in Australia, and it was so hot and it was so sticky and sweaty. And I just wanted to put myself in a place where the opposite was happening. And I just imagined this woman climbing up this craggy sort of haphazard mixed mash of steps and buildings in the dark. And I could smell the sea breeze, and the rain was incessant, and she was cold and she was soaking wet, and she was just trying to get somewhere warm. And I thought about her and why was she in this place? She knew exactly where she was going. She was familiar with her surroundings, so she's from here and she's after a strong drink. Now the fourth book, um, with Maddox, she knows more about who she is, and she's learnt some skills, and she's not afraid to explore those skills. However, once exploring those, she can't go back. She's found some allies, and she's probably found that she's probably closer to the dark than what she realized. And then you've got this relationship with Wolfric, the guy who protects her and looks after her, and who's been trying to train her as a hunter. He turned up at Greyport all those years ago, but was he completely honest? The reason why he turned up in Greyport all those years ago. So I quite like the idea of Maddox. Ah, I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave it there with giving too much away. But I've been writing some extracts, which are up on my Patreon. I think there's two extracts up there at the moment, and if you did want to join and you did want to read them, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. I'd also like to share, I think I'm so excited about her, but I recently did a portrait of Maddox. I've always been doing, like children's style illustration, but this was probably one of my first realism pieces in a long while. And I wasn't actually meaning to paint her, she just burst forth on the page. But she is for sale. This piece is for sale. And the money towards this piece will go towards my ability to simply buy coal for the fire and pay for my electricity so I can work on my laptop to write these books. You've got to earn pennies to be able to write your books, but I'm going to be doing some more paintings of Maddox Black and the characters inside the books. Can't wait to paint Wolfric and Belial because it's so much fun. And there will be some more of Maddox as well. I think I'm going to turn this into a print. And on top of that, what I'm also going to be doing is that I'm going to be sharing some more tips and tricks of how to write your own book. I might be doing some classes, and I just feel like for me, writing is a great escape from reality, and it's something that genuinely excites me each day. And I went to university to study creative writing, and I used to be an English teacher. So I used to teach other students of all ages, all abilities, and I find that the best way of writing is to write for yourself and not for the audience. Because if you purely write this book for you and put yourself as the main character, then that enjoyment and indulgence translates to the reader. So there are some things that I wanted to share. But if you would like to buy my painting of Maddox Black, please send me a message at earlwrites@gmail.com. And if you're interested in the print as well, please let me know. They will be up on the website, but I think I'll be selling Maddox. Hopefully to someone that knows the books, because she is my first portrait of Maddox that I've ever done. And I would like her to go to someone that will appreciate her books. It's strange, whenever you create a painting, you feel, um, I don't know, you have some sort of relationship with the what you've painted, the subject matter. But anyway, so I know that I have been away for a while. It's just because I've been really, really getting in touch with the things that I really love, and creating this career as a full-time author for me has been very, very important. It's been a lifelong ambition. I am working non-stop, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying painting commissions. I'm currently working on a father and daughter commission at the moment. It's not finished, but it will be today. So if you're interested in Maddox Black, if you're interested in buying a book, I will leave the links to the books below. If you'd like to buy Maddox, please send me an email. If you like a commission as well, please send me an email. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all keeping warm. And yeah, I'm going to give Leela some cuddles now. Hello, my little princess. She's staring at me. She went to the vets today, so she's not very happy with me. Got to have a tooth removed, haven't you? Hmm. It's cost me a fortune. Anyway, all my love, and I'm very excited to share with you more book news as this goes on. All the best and take care of yourselves.